cross watchers for Virgo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to see what's going on with the Virgo in your life. Again, guys, these readings are not done in a mean-spirited, sneaky, or disrespectful way. We're not here to spill tea. We're not here to spy. We're asking for information to come in that is going to bring about constructive developments, healing, positive outcomes for all parties involved. So what is in the best interest for everyone to know, that is what we are asking to be revealed at this time in this reading. These are general readings for many, 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 many people, okay? So it might not resonate with you every single thing 100% because it's a general reading. So keep this in mind. But if Spirit has guided you here, I promise you there's at least one message in here for you, hopefully more. But if you listen, you will hear what is meant for you. We're going to connect and see what is coming up in August for our Virgo cross-watching buddies. One more shuffle. One more shuffle. All right, let's go ahead and pull your 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's so crazy. Like, while I was laying out your cards, I started to hear that Offspring song, that you gotta keep them separated. It's such an old song. Some of you, I know you're very young and you think I'm a dinosaur, but some of you love that song and you remember it, and maybe for somebody out there it's significant. Maybe that's a message in itself. Maybe if some of you are like, you got to keep me separated from Virgo because I'm ready to kill them. You might, because, wow, your first card is the devil. Your first card is the devil. This is a doozy of a connection, okay? And it's tough. It's tough whenever the devil card shows up. This is somebody that maybe for some of you, you love to hate. I kind of feel the energy here, it's like that Batman and Joker energy from like the Dark Knight movie with the Heath Ledger Joker, when he's like, I don't want to kill you, like you complete me. Like it's this very toxic game that like maybe both of you in some weird way, like you get something out of it. So it's a very intense energy in that way. And it could be also that you have a lot here connected in a way where there's a lot of passion or there's a lot of lust. Some of you might be dealing with a Virgo who's really like misused this. When the devil card comes up in an energy, it's very, very karmic. Very karmic. And it's someone where it can be a very sticky cord that you have a hard time cutting away or moving past. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. It doesn't mean that there isn't a way out of it, but it means that you cannot change the fact that you all have been through so much together, whether in previous lifetimes or in this lifetime. And there's a strong bond. There may still be an attraction. There may still be a pull, even though you may feel like you may even have literally yourself called this Virgo a devil. Like, oh, they're the devil, right? It's funny because I have an ex who's a Virgo, and it's been for years. Like a running joke. Like we don't even say his name because we say he's so evil we can't say his name, or he'll manifest, he'll conjure up in person, he'll just appear in the room. And it's like a running joke with my friends. But it could be like that kind of a thing when it's like you can't deal with it, or you can't seem to move past that particular connection. There's a lot of, even though there's hate there or they may have wronged you, there's something that either keeps you connected by means of some kind of cosmic attraction, or you may even perceive it as love. Like, this person really wronged me, but a part of me loves me or will always love them. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not really love, because it's not my place to tell you what you're feeling, right? It's not my place to tell you what you have in your heart and what is real love and what isn't. But when the devil card comes up, like, this is somebody who could have been very manipulative. This could also be someone who you all had a very strong, like, sexual connection with, And that was their way of having power or control over you, right? Like they just kind of knew how to, like, they were like the Crosswatcher whisperer. Like they just kind of knew how to like diffuse you, or how to, you know, like you just kind of felt like you couldn't even bring things up, because before you knew it, you were kissing without even making up. Like it was just moving past things. So it's going to be different for different ones of you. I'll go ahead and I'll pull a few clarifiers. What does Crosswatcher need to know about the Virgo Devil card here? How does this Devil card pertain to Crosswatcher and Virgo for August 2019? We have 5 of Cups. Your Virgo might be drinking heavily at this time. They might be feeling bad about where things left off. Eek, guys, I don't like this. I don't like this, Crosswatcher. Oh, okay. So, your Virgo may be drinking heavily, or they may be trying to numb their emotions. They may be having heavy feelings about the way their life has turned out right now. And so as a result, you may be feeling this person calling out or reaching out to you. You may feel this person, you know, like thinking about you, and you might be like, oh gosh, I think they're gonna reappear, or they're gonna reach out again, and you might be dreading it. You might not want it. Some of you are hoping for it. Some of you are hoping this time around things will be different. But this 2 of Wands here makes me feel like there's some other relationship, or there's something else they haven't quite let go of yet. And the Temperance card is saying it's gonna be some time more before they can make a decision. Maybe, you know, that 5 of Cups is they know they chose wrong, and they're really kicking themselves for it, and they want to get out of it, but they can't get out of it just yet. There could be some complicated situation. There could be children. There could be a financial matter. There could be, you know, God knows what. But just something right now, the timing not might be right for them to reach out. The Temperance card also is a card of, like, sometimes it can be the divine is working through a person. So there could be something about you, and this something similar came up for Taurus. So some of you Crosswatchers may be a Taurus, not necessarily, but there could be something about you that a big part of your connection was like, maybe this person was very dark, or maybe this person was very, very low vibrational, and you were like their twin, but in the opposite way. I call this the shadow flame, and I swear to you, I know I said a few weeks ago I was going to have the shadow flame out, a video, and I was going to explain it, and then I ended up having to move work situations because my old work situation wasn't working, and that delayed me. But I swear to you guys, you will have a shadow flame video. I know you're sick of hearing me say it. Some of you want to like reach through your screen and like smack me in the face. I don't blame you. I keep saying for the longest time, you will have that video. But the shadow flame is kind of like the twin flame, but you're dealing with a very low vibrational person from like a past life, just a very low level, because you've evolved and you've come in through all of these karmic cycles, and you've learned to be a better person, and you may have devoted your life to helping other people, and there's just this soul family, this karmic person who, even though you kept evolving, they didn't evolve. And it's like they're the Joker to your Batman, where they just keep coming in life after life and trying to pull you back into the old energy. It's like this arch nemesis craziness, okay? And so for some of you, this Temperance card is that, like, in this lifetime, you may have been like their last chance to get it together in terms of if they were going to get to have any kind of connection with you. So in this lifetime, in this meeting, your purpose was for their awakening. Your purpose was for them to get it together. You may have impacted this person's life in ways that you don't really quite understand, right? And so they might be going through a lot of changes, and they may have many more changes to go through still. And so for that reason, it could be a while more before you hear from them. And some of you are like, heck with that. I will change my phone number. I will burn my phone. I will move to another country before I even let this person back in. Some of you are in that energy, and I don't blame you, okay? But understand and know there is something unfinished here. Okay, there's something unfinished here. We're going to look at the other cards to see what that might be. We've got Nine of Pentacles. They've got their eye on you. It's funny because you're here cross-watching about Virgo, but they've got their eye on you. Okay? And they're of the mindset, this is very similar to the Taurus energy, but they're of the mindset that they're going to come in and they're going to find some way like to get you back in. But you know what's so weird to me? I've seen this card in a million different readings. I've had this particular deck forever. I've had this card come up in many readings. I've used this deck a lot. I've seen this card a billion ways. Those of you who watch my readings, you know that I'm clairaudient, which means I hear, and I'll say I'm hearing, but I also read intuitively, and that sometimes a certain image in the card will jump out at me, and that's like my guides getting my attention and saying this. I kind of like playing Pictionary with me. I have these little Pictionary moments with the cards, and so I have seen this card 100 times, and I've never had this particular, quote-unquote Pictionary moment with it. But you see how she's just kind of here and she's chilling and she's really happy and she's like proud of herself and she's been very productive. She has all of these grapes here that are growing. She has these pentacles. She's been doing good for herself. She's been taking care of herself. She's, in this moment of self-care even. And this bird here, if you know anything about tarot and the symbolism of the cards, you know traditionally this bird is a symbol for like her inner insecurities, that she was able to heal and overcome her insecurities and come into her confidence to where she could build a solid life for herself. This a lot of the times is like an entrepreneur card. Like you master your emotions so effectively that you are so independent, you are so high functioning that you're able to like be independently wealthy or generate your own income because you're disciplined enough to be able to do that, because you've been able to silence that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, or the distractions that keep you from doing the work. Like you're just so self-motivated and you're in such a balanced and successful way or a successful place. That's the symbolism of the bird. But in this Pictionary moment, this made me think, I keep referencing movies and songs, I'm sorry, but like it's what's coming in, and maybe that's because for a lot of you it's more relatable. This made me think of like a few years ago, it was like Snow White and the Huntsman movie, where there was this, the queen was sending this bird to go transform into a man and like go talk to Snow White or whatever, and then it would turn back into a bird and fly back. So, and I'm not trying to be negative. It just came, and that's my rule. If I'm shown it or if I hear it, I have to say it. I feel that for some of you, this Virgo like really has their feelers out. So if you're dealing with a Virgo who is clairvoyant or who is into the spiritual arts or who does things like some kind of channeling or spiritual practices, they may be trying to do things to look in on you. Okay? And you know if you're dealing with a Virgo who dabbles in that kind of stuff. And if you're also intuitive yourself, and if you are in that Batman and Joker energy, it would be a good idea for you to take a little extra time now and through the next few months and do grounding and do shielding and do things where you can put up your spiritual defenses, or like your firewalls, your spiritual firewalls, where they can't come in with their like spiritual spyware, because they are watching you in other ways. They are keeping up with you in your social media, or anything that's posted about you like that's public. And I don't know why, but I just got like some of these people, they've even maybe found their way into like getting in like on like the social media of your friends or family. So, you know, they could just be somebody, like they might see, oh, this friend accepts a ton of, you know, random friend requests, and this friend does this, and this friend does that. And so they're just trying to get as many like mutual online connections as they can so that they can see what's going to pop up in their feed. Are they going to see pictures that you're tagged in? Will these people post pictures that you're in them? You know, so like they're just trying, like they're getting their feelers out. And they're really in this energy, they're really in this mindset of where they're like, they're going to get you back. Like, not get you back in a way of get even with you, but get you back in the way of like, you know, they're going to prove to you. They're going to prove to you that like you need them in some way. Like, oh, look at you, you're all successful, or you're all independent, or you've done good for yourself, but in some way, I even heard, this is making me laugh, in some way, I even heard, like, I made you. Like, if it wasn't, like, in this weird, like, narcissist way, like, if I hadn't put you what I put you through, you wouldn't have done what you did, and you wouldn't have became what you are. So in a roundabout way, you kind of, you need me, right? There's, like, this weird, like, narcissist vibe about it. It's almost like, and again, I'm referencing singers and things, but, somebody like sued Adele for the royalties, or for a portion of the royalties of I think it was Someone Like You. It was one of her heartbreak songs, like one of, and I know that doesn't narrow it down because like all her songs are heartbreak songs, but it was like it was like one of the ones that like made the most money or whatever. This jackass had the audacity to turn around and sue her and say she wrote that song about me because I broke her heart, I broke up with her, so she should pay me. She should pay me royalties. And if you don't believe me, look it up. I swear to you it happened. So some of you are dealing with like that kind of an energy. Some of you are just dealing with somebody who might be a little bit like full of themselves. And they feel in some way that they've created you. They feel in some way that like, you know, you all are going to be together, and you're going to see in some way that whatever they did was good for you in the long run, and you'll just get over it, or you'll forgive them, which is a little bit different than the Taurus energy, because Taurus also was like somebody really trying to come back in, but the Taurus energy felt really bad. I don't feel a whole lot of guilt in the Virgo energy. I feel more of like they have this self-pity. They're not happy with the choice they made because it didn't turn out the way that they thought it was going to turn out. Now the grass is greener, and they feel like you're better and you're happy without them. And all of a sudden that's making them want you because they thought that you were going to shrivel up and die, or you were going to come running back and begging for them. And so now it's just become this thing of like, they want to show you in some way that, no, don't think you don't need me because you need me. Like, that's just the vibe I'm getting from it. Next, we have King of Cups. So this person's coming back like serious. This person's coming back like real for real. Like they're coming in a way of like, oh, but I care about you. Oh, but I love you. Oh, but I want to be with you, and like you're the one. But again, the Pictionary moment, that fish is jumping out at me in this cup. And it's in this card, and this is significant for a couple of reasons. King of Cups is always like my husband and father card. Like this is like husband, this is father. So not only might they be coming in with this energy where they're acting like, oh, you know, they want to be with you. That fish jumped out at me, and that fish to me is fertility. So it's like it's a physical child. It's not like an adoption. So this is going to be different for different ones of you. Some of you need to be careful, especially if you have that karmic attraction, you have that like lusty devil connection. This person might think they're going to come back in and knock you up. And that's going to be the way that they're going to prove that like you need to be with them. Or if you are, you know, whatever, maybe, you know, or like maybe you're dealing with a female Virgo and you're a male Virgo, right? And they might be, not that you're a male Virgo. Maybe you're a Crosswatcher male dealing with a female Virgo. You know, she could be coming in and she could entice you in some way where she's going to get pregnant, or she thinks she's going to hold on to you in that way. Or, you know, you're dealing with, you know, what you get what I'm trying to say. It's God. I've been doing so many of these videos. It's late, like I'm getting tongue-tied. You know what I'm trying to say. For some reason, though, and I know this is like becoming a dramatic reading, and I don't know why. I think there's just a lot in the energy. right now. But like for some of you, if you had a suspicion about this person like keeping a life hidden from you, like you always kind of thought that you thought maybe they were married but you didn't have proof, or you thought maybe there were kids somewhere, or there was something they weren't telling you, they're coming back like wanting to be with you, but they're letting everything out of the bag. It was okay, you know what, I did lie to you, have a seat because this is gonna be a doozy, here's everything you didn't know. So you might be discovering not just a spouse, several spouses or several exes. There's children, there's all kinds of things. So I just feel for some of you, this person's coming back and like laying out some baggage. Okay, not for all of you, for some of you. And I just kind of feel that that little fish jumped out at me. So if you suspected that this person was hiding a family or something like that, that to me is confirmation that your intuition was correct. Okay, I know it's a weird thing to come up, but this is how I read, and I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to like, you know, pat myself on the back. I've found that this tends to really be accurate, so I go with it. I don't judge it anymore, I don't edit it anymore. If it comes in, I just spit it out, because a lot of the times I find that those tend to be the things that later on really confirm something, or really affirm something for a person, or really end up being like stranger than fiction, like true fact kind of situation or scenario. So do what you will with it. I'm just gonna put it out there. Next you have, you know what, no, I'm gonna pull clarifiers on this King of Cups. What does Crosswatcher need to know about King of Cups? How is Crosswatcher going to experience King of Cups with Virgo in August 2019? 7 of Pentacles, lots of work, maybe a bit of a headache. Hanged Man, and, oh gosh, the High Priestess. They're gonna work really hard to get you back. Like they're not gonna take your no as this is a done deal. They're going to take this as, what else do I have to do to get you back in? Because the High Priestess, and I've said this in other readings, when you're in this High Priestess energy, Crosswatcher, you're the High Priestess in this scenario. I don't care if you're male or female. I don't care what you identify as. You know, if you identify as female or not, your energy is High Priestess energy in this scenario, okay? The High Priestess energy is someone who has really connected with their intuition, with their higher self. They've done a lot of healing, the chakras are opening up, and they let off this very intriguing magnetic energy. Okay, so as a result, people become very like intrigued by you. They want to be near you, they want to be close to you, even if it's not romantic, even if it's not sexual, even if it's just like in a way where you're going to the grocery store and the person next to you is all of a sudden in the milk aisle opening up to you about their life and their kids and their divorce, and they don't know what, like, just people are just gravitating towards you, okay? And it's gonna translate also in your romantic life, and it's really translating with this person, with this Virgo, where they just feel this magnetic pull towards you. And when it's a pull from a romantic way, it's like a borderline obsession. Like this person is like, damn it, come hell or high water, like this is gonna happen, you're gonna be mine again. Like they may still till this day fantasize about you, they may still till this day like just, you know, whatever, like they just have it in their mind that they have to be with you. They're coming at you like a moth shooting towards a flame, not even aware fully of what you are, just feeling drawn to you. And if they get burnt, they get burned. If like just kamikaze mission coming at you with like just straight coming towards you with this energy. Like they're not thinking about the consequences because they're so drawn, they're so pulled. And this can obviously end badly, right? Not just for you, but especially for them. But they're not thinking about that because all they're thinking about this pull, this drive, this need to be near you. And this is difficult because we have the Devil card, we have the High Priestess card. Both of these cards can be highly sexual, okay? So I'm just going to say this to you. When this person comes back, whatever you do, especially if you are someone that you know this Virgo is a karmic, you know, like a low karmic thing. Don't let them smooth talk you, because if you get back into bed with this person, it's gonna end badly. At least not until they can prove that they've genuinely changed. There could be a pregnancy for some of you, but for other ones of you who are doing spiritual work, I'm gonna tell you right now that this energy, this physical connection, is gonna set you back drastically. It's gonna block up your chakras. It's gonna block up your intuition. It's energetically, you're giving this person a license to feed off you. And that's a whole other video I need to make about like spiritual workers and light workers and intuitives and empaths, about how your physical relationships can affect your gifts and your abilities. But if you end up, like, this person will be able to court you for like at least 6 months and feed off your energy, even if there's no contact. Okay, very, very parasitic. All right, so this King of Cups is coming in, right? And they're gonna do what they can to pull you in, like to make you theirs. All right, so if you think that you're over this person, or if you think you're just gonna get together with them one last time and be done and move on, no, you're opening up that can of worms all over again. Whatever you've done to move on, it's out the window. You have to start back from square one. So don't take this as, oh, they'll just come in and we'll talk and I'll get my closure and it'll be like my way of saying goodbye. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, you guys know I hardly ever say don't do something. I go, it's your life, do what you want. In this scenario, if you know this is a karmic thing, I'm telling you don't do it. But, you know, it's your life, okay? Next we have the Hierophant, I'm sorry. Gosh, it's late. The Hermit. The Hermit card. And the Hermit is Virgo, right? The Hermit is a Virgo. Yes. Yeah. So, they might be coming into their energy. They might be coming into the positive aspects of Virgo, and you may be seeing that. You might see, okay, this person is coming up, but you know what? The Hermit process, it takes so long, okay? Don't like throw this person a parade or like jump or rush right back into it. Give this some time. Give it some time, because some of you are just like, well, no, I'll see, I'll let them back in. Give it some time. This relationship is a massive spiritual teacher for you. Massive spiritual teacher. The Virgo is like the ultimate spiritual teacher. So this relationship in itself is a massive spiritual teacher for many of you. I do feel something's coming out of this in terms of healing for a lot of you, that you're going to be able to use it to help a lot of people. And I just saw an image of a person like sitting down and like writing really fast. Like I just had that pop into my head. So maybe some of you are writing some kind of like self-help book. Maybe you're putting your story down into paper. That's going to be very helpful for people along the way, regardless of whether or not they're spiritual or intuitive. Something about your story may really be very empowering for many people. But I do feel something is being created out of this experience that can be helpful for a lot of people. Okay, but you're going to do well to practice some restraint, and like the Hermit, keep some physical distance, okay? Like, because the Hermit is about some alone time. The Hermit is about, you know, having some space here. Okay, and next we have the Hierophant. Why am I drawing a blank? I'm sorry, guys. I swear to you, I know my cards. Next we have the Hierophant. So again, this could be commitment. This person's really offering you some kind of commitment. There's a good chance there is going to be some kind of like a proposal or something. They may even like make a big like scene of it or whatever, because they might feel like this is their last ditch effort of being able to get you back. But the Hierophant for me, and this is intuitively what I'm feeling in this situation, you all are on different paths, because one of the meanings of the Hierophant is that there's a religious difference. And religious is not always religious in terms of like, you know, Christian, atheist, Buddhist, Muslim. Religion can also be priorities. You guys have different priorities and different principles. But I'm going to pull clarifiers, okay? What does Crosswatcher need to know about the way in which Hierophant is showing up for them in Virgo in August 2019. Six of Swords, the Chariot, and the Judgment card. Six of Swords, they kind of want to whisk you away. Chariot can be a change of direction. In Judgment is life purpose or life, like your calling. So I just feel something about this is going to pull you away from your life calling. There was something you were going to do that you're not going to be able to do if you're with this person, okay? Again, this is not going to apply for every single Virgo on this planet. This is maybe for, those of you who have some karmic thing with a Virgo. So I'm not sitting here and saying all Virgos are the devil. If you're a Virgo and you're watching, don't get pissed off at me. These are general readings, and this is a particular group of people who needed to hear this, okay? This is not like, trash talking on all Virgos in the planet. But I'm just telling you, Crosswatcher, and you know who you are, and you know if this resonates with you. You know if your gut's been telling you this is bad news. You know if you're on a spiritual path. You know if this person has in the past negatively affected you. They're coming in, and they're almost coming in with this energy where they're not taking no for an answer, and they're pulling out all of the stops. Okay, they're pulling out all of the stops, and it's going to be up to you to make a decision, and you have free will. You get to choose whatever you want to choose. But understand and know this, that if you do go back to this person, or if you do go to this relationship, don't fool yourself into thinking that you can continue to do the things you began doing since the time apart, because it's going to derail you. It's going to take you in a different direction, okay? And they might come in a way where they're going to be sweet and they're going to make changes, and they've been going to therapy, or they've been going to rehab, or they're not doing the dark magic stuff, or whatever the heck it is, all right? There could be positive changes. Just know this, you're going down a different road. And so as a result, whatever maybe thing you thought you were going to do, project or teaching or whatever, that's not going to happen. Okay, and you can say I'm wrong, and that's fine, that's okay, but that's what's coming in the cards, and it's my job to just kind of call it like I see it, and you can take it, you can leave it. I mean, it's up to you. But, hopefully there were things in this reading that could be helpful for you, or that they did resonate. I would highly recommend that you watch your love reading for your zodiac sign. The links are in the description. Click on that and check that out. You might need a private reading. The Calendly link is in the description. You can go ahead and schedule your private reading with me there. And I thank you so very much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I am wishing you a fabulous August.